What's up YouTube, Saf here on SuperSaf TV, and in this video we're going to be looking at the key differences between Google's brand new very own Pixel XL versus one of the hottest new devices this year, the Samsung Galaxy Note 7. That was so lame. Anyway, it is the battle of the big boys. We all like big smartphones, and we cannot lie, I am so high. Sorry, let's get straight to the comparison. Because I'm just overdosed on meds right now. So both of these feature large displays. You've got 5.5 inches on the Pixel XL. On the Galaxy Note 7, you've got 5.7 inches, so slightly larger display on the Note 7. And it's also a Super AMOLED display, whereas you've got an AMOLED display on the XL. Now Samsung do make some of the best displays out there, so the Note 7 might get a slight edge here, and you also have an always on display, so you can leave things such as your time, and it'll also have some notifications from apps and things while the device is just on your desk or something, so that is quite nice to have. Resolution wise, both of these are Quad HD, which is great to see. Because the XL slightly smaller in size, you do have a slightly higher pixel density, so around 534 versus 518. Really nothing in it. That's not something that you're going to be noticing on a day-to-day basis. Both of these are going to be great for VR as well, which is really nice. Now, although the Note 7 is larger in terms of the display size, it's actually smaller all around. So it's smaller in height, roughly about 1.2 millimeters. 1.8 millimeters in terms of the width, and it's also around 0.7 millimeters thinner. So you'd think that's quite surprising. I mean, you do have a smaller device with a larger display, and both of these also weigh roughly about the same as well. But the Note 7 has something special, and that is a dual curve display. So this is quite unique, and because of that, you can have a larger display in a smaller handset, and it's almost like there are no bezels on the left and right, and it's a very nice looking device in my opinion. You've got a metal frame with Gorilla Glass panels on the front and back, and both of them are symmetrical as well, so it actually feels very good in the hand. Now with the XL, you do have a metal unibody. There is a bit of a glass panel on the back where the fingerprint sensor lies at the top. I'm assuming that's for the antennas and things, so all of those signals can go through. In terms of design, I'm going to leave that up to you. It will come down to personal preference. If I was to choose one, it would be the Note 7. I think it does look a lot more elegant, especially with those curves around the sides. Everybody likes curves, don't they? Oh man. Now if you do want to customize the look of either of these, then definitely check out our sponsor Dbrand, who provide skins for lots of different devices, and it's a great way to give your device a unique look as well as give it some protection and some grip. I'll leave a link to Dbrand in the description below if you want to check them out. Now the Note 7 has another advantage, and that's IP68 water and dust resistance. So no problems if you get a bit of water on it or anything like that. You can dip it into water, also record underwater, which is pretty cool. You cannot do this with the Pixel XL. Kind of disappointing because even the iPhones now have water and dust resistance as standard. So I'm surprised that Google have not included this year. I'm not sure how much of a difference it will make to a lot of you guys out there, but it definitely does make a difference to me personally. Now, in terms of the internals, the Pixel XL does have new internals, and you have the Snapdragon 821 versus the Snapdragon 820 on the Note 7. Depending on which market you're from, you might also have a different version. I've got the Exynos version here in the UK of the Note 7, so that's going to be slightly different. You have 4 GB of RAM on each. Now, in terms of speed and performance, we're going to have to do a side-by-side test, but the XL, because it's a newer device, it's going to be a little bit more optimized as well, which we'll be talking about a little bit later, and that should be the faster device out of the two. Now in terms of storage options, the Pixel XL comes in either 32 or 128 GB variants. The Note 7 comes in 64 GB only, but it is expandable, so you can use a micro SD card and expand that memory by quite a bit. So that is definitely a nice touch that we have here on the Note 7. On the Pixel XL, you do have unlimited storage for your pictures and video at full resolution from Google, so that is something that they're offering. Now with the Note 7, I believe you do get OneDrive. I think you get about 100 gig, but that is only for 2 years. They've not specified how long the Google storage is for. I'm assuming it's for as long as you need it, because they've not really specified that as yet anyway. We may find this out later on. Now, in terms of the cameras, the Note 7 has one of the best cameras, if not the best camera this year. 12 megapixels with an f1.7 aperture with optical image stabilization as well. Takes some great consistent shots. You've also got dual pixel autofocus, which is the fastest that I've tested personally on any smartphone so far. Now, with the Pixel XL, they are really talking about the camera. You've got 12.3 megapixels. And you have an f2.0 aperture, but you do have larger pixels, so you are going to be able to capture more light. Now, realistically speaking, we are going to have to do a SuperSaf style test side by side to see which one is better overall. And if you want to see that, then make sure you have subscribed and switch on notifications. DxOMark has put the XL slightly higher, just 1 point higher, versus the S7 Edge, which has the same sensor as the Note 7. So that is quite interesting. But realistically speaking, that is just 1 point, and we'll see about this a little bit later on. Now, the XL has two types of autofocus, phase detection as well as laser detection autofocus. They work together and should be pretty good. We'll see if they are as good as the dual pixel autofocus on the Note 7. Now, video, you do have 4K recording on both of these here, which is great to see. Do have slightly more slow motion options on the XL compared to the Note 7, so that's 1080p. You can do up to 120 frames a second compared to just 60 frames a second on the Note 7, but 720p on both you can do at up to 240 frames a second. Front facing cameras, the Note 7 has a 5 megapixel sensor with an f1.7 aperture. The XL has an 8 megapixel front facing camera with an f2.4 aperture, but once again, it does have larger pixels, so this should really help in low light, and we will be putting that to the test. Now, in terms of video, 1080p versus 1440p, so you do get high resolution for video recording from the front-facing camera on the Note 7. Now, let's talk about the software, and this is what really separates both of these. Although we have Android on both, we do have the latest and greatest version on the XL, and that is Nougat, and that's 7.1. We still have Marshmallow on the Note 7. There should be an update coming soon, but this is the thing, because it's a device that has a skin on top, Samsung's own customized UI on top. Although you do get some additional features, you won't be getting the latest updates, and this is something that might draw you towards the XL, and this is the biggest selling point that we have here on the XL. You're going to be getting that latest software from Google directly to your phone. You're not going to have to wait around for Samsung to bring that to you, and sometimes updates can be up to 6 months late on Samsung devices based on my experience. So that is something to bear in mind, and if you do want all of the latest features, then the XL is the one to go for. Now, in terms of additional hardware features, the Note 7 has a fingerprint scanner on the home button. Now, it is actually a physical button. The Google XL has a fingerprint scanner on the back, so on the back of the device, and this is not a push button, it's just a touch button. You can swipe it as well to pull down notifications. I'm not sure what other features that will be included, but that is quite a nice touch. You've got USB Type-C on both of these as well, so you are getting the latest in terms of connectivity. You can put it on either way. And one key feature of the Pixel XL is the Google Assistant, which they were talking about a lot. Now, this is going to be like your personal assistant, very intelligent AI, and you can ask it lots of things, and it's very advanced. Now, I'm not sure if this will be coming on to the Note 7 or a version of it later on with an update, but this is an advantage that you have on the XL. Now, with the Note 7, however, you do have the S Pen, and this brings a range of features, and this is what really separates the device from the competition. You can do lots of things like make notes on the always on display, and that will stay there, so you can check it whenever you like. You can make GIFs or GIFs, whatever you want to call them, from videos and share them right away. You can live translate text as well just by hovering over it. There's lots of these features that you have with the S Pen, and these are not going to be available anywhere else. And this is where having Samsung's own UI actually does help out. So some of these custom features that you're getting, you're not going to be able to get on stock Android. So if they do appeal to you, then the Note 7 is a great option for that. The Note 7 also has an iris scanner. Now, some people might find this gimmicky, but it does work really well. I personally don't really use it too much, but it does give you an additional option if that's something that you want to use. Now, in terms of the batteries, very similar, just 50 milliamps an hour. And the Note 7 does have the slight edge here, but both of them similar size batteries. Neither of them are removable, and in terms of usage, we are gonna have to test these out. Yes, if you have an older version of the Note 7, then definitely get it exchanged, because those had defective batteries, so just do make sure of that. And you have fast charging on both of these as well, so that's great to see. So if you do need to get a quick top up, that is a possible. Now the Note 7 however does come with wireless charging as well as fast wireless charging, so you can do that. On the Pixel XL there's no mention of wireless charging, and we don't have that as a default. You might be able to get it with a particular type of case or something, but it is not available outside of the box as far as we know. Now finally looking at the pricing and availability, so the Pixel XL is quite interesting because they've put it at the same price as the iPhone 7 Plus, which is quite interesting. So for the base model here in the UK, you'll be paying around £720. That's for the 32 gig, and around about $769 in the US. Now with the Note 7, the current price, retail price, is around about £700 here in the UK, or around $850 in the US. So, you know, in the US, you are going to be paying less for the XL, whereas in the UK, you're going to be paying less for the Note 7. So that is quite interesting and weird. Remember, the exchange rates aren't direct. It actually depends on the markets and all of the customs, etc. So this is the current situation here. Now with the Note 7, you are going to be getting that larger version straight away because of the larger base storage version, and you can expand it as well. A few things for you guys to bear in mind. Now with the Pixel XL, you can pre-order it right now, and it's going to be available from October the 20th onwards. With the Note 7, it is available in certain places, but it is very limited, and that is because of the defective batteries in the first batch. It has been delayed, and there was that whole exchange going on, so you may be able to get hold of it depending on where you're from, but you might also have to wait for a bit so you can get a fresh Note 7. So those were the key differences between the Google Pixel XL and the Samsung Galaxy Note 7. Interesting differences. Here you've got the best of Google. So if software is important to you and you want the latest and greatest from Google, then the Pixel XL definitely looks like the better option here. But if you want something that's a little bit more quirky and has some more features such as the S Pen, then the Note 7 is still a great option. Which one do you like better? Drop me a comment below and let me know your thoughts. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you did, then please do hit that thumbs up button for me. It really does help me out. And if you haven't already, then make sure you do subscribe and switch on notifications. I've got lots more content coming up on here. Thanks for watching. This is Saf on SuperSaf TV, and I'll see you next time. That's it. I'm not doing any more videos, man. I am so high. Those are being exchanged. Stupid rude boys. Anyway.